All right. Misery loves football. Your host, Kevin Brennan.
Best part is I'm still the host. I probably know the least amount about football now, but Chad, did Cleveland cover last night? I know they won. Did they cover?
They did not cover, but they won. They won the Battle of I-71. We are the best NFL team in the state of Ohio.
I wonder if football players ever go like they never care if they cover. That's the funny thing. Like that's all anybody cares about, but nobody on the team cares if they cover. All they care about is they won the game. So when I wasn't watching it because I don't have the NFL Network. Remember, I'll have to buy it now. But I was watching. I was like, oh shit, they covered until Cincinnati scored with 1 minute left or whatever, and then so it looks like Cincinnati's trying to score a touchdown just to, hey, we covered the spread. If you bet on us, you won. But they don't give a shit unless they're fucking junkies.
The final score was 35-30.
Yeah, and it was a 6-point spread or 6.5.
Ken, what was it?
6.5. It was 6.5.
So that's when you just go, listen, that's when you go, these prognosticators, the guys who do the spreads, on some level, they're just fucking, if I was a coach, sometimes I'd be like, why are we going to lose by 5? Like, it's just amazing how close they get it sometimes. Like they said it was 6.5 and it was a 5-point game. So they seem to know. They seem to know why one team should win. And if I was the coach, if I was the underdog, I would have like a Jimmy the Greek as a friend. I'd be like, why are we expected to lose? Like, you just got to be. Because they get it right more than anybody, these guys who do the spreads. Anyway,
shout out Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, our running game. We have the best running backs in the league. We got to quit pandering to these wide receivers, Odell Beckham Jr. and Jarvis Landry, when we got a fucking running game, baby. We got to use that running game. Rack me. Go ahead, Kevin.
And won't Kareem Hunt, isn't he the guy who beat up a lady at an elevator?
Yep. Beat the shit out of her because he's aggressive.
He's ready to go. I thought we said the guys who get in trouble with women, they're always good athletes because they're aggressive. Like Kobe was an aggressive ball player. Ben Roethlisberger, he's an aggressive type quarterback. Like he's hard to take down. I was watching the game the other day with my son. I was like, why didn't they tackle him? And it was like a big dude, a big defensive lineman. He couldn't take Ben Roethlisberger down because he's a big dude. He's a big, aggressive dude. And Kobe, some of these guys, they don't take no for an answer, and that's good when they're and when a game's on the line, because you don't want a guy's gonna be like, yeah, it looks like we're gonna win. It looks like fuck it, we're gonna balls to the wall here, right, Ken?
Look at Chubb last night. A couple times looked like he was going down. He kept his legs moving, moved the chains. 215 yards. They had 215 yards rushing last night. Like Chad said, they have a great rushing game.
I like that name, Chubb. I got a Chubb.
Yeah.
Wait, who's their coach now? Doesn't matter.
He'll be gone next year.
Who is it?
By the way, Big Ben is 6'5". He's a tall motherfucking quarterback. He went to the.
He was a good pick. Yeah, he was from Ohio.
From Mac, he went to Miami of Ohio.
Yeah. No, but he was a good pick because he's a good arm, tough guy, and he's big.
It's funny. The Browns that was a Charlotte team. He wanted to play for the Browns, but we took Kellen Winslow Jr. instead.
Yeah, how'd that work out?
Terrible. And I think
took Kellen Winslow. Kellen Winslow is like raping fucking old women and shit.
Yeah, the soldier. We took him. I think he was the 7th pick, and Big Ben was 13.
Wow. So you passed on Big Ben, even though he's from Ohio. He wanted to play for Cleveland.
And Big Ben said every time they played the Browns, he just wanted to stick it to us because they passed on him. And
plus,
he does.
It's like, why pick a wide receiver no matter how good he is? The wide receiver touches the ball like 10 times a game if he's lucky. If you look at a guy, I was looking because the guy from the Eagles, the wide receiver, I should have remembered his name, but the wide receiver, what's his name? Ertz?
He's the tight end, Zach Ertz.
Yeah, Zach Ertz. He wants a new contract, right? So I was looking at the stats on Sunday, and they have a new guy, younger guy who's a wide receiver. They threw to him 10 times. He was a target 10 times, and he caught it 8 times. But it's like even if you're a primary receiver, you're going to get the ball thrown to you maybe 10, 12 times a game. If you're the quarterback, you touch it every other play. Half the plays they go through, half the game goes through you. you're a wide receiver, why would you pick a wide receiver or maybe wide receiver over a quarterback, especially a big quarterback who's got a good arm? He had a good arm in college.
Kevin Stefanski is the Browns coach.
Yeah, he's the 18th full-time head coach in Cleveland Browns history.
Kevin Stefanski. Listen, Kevin's a shit name. We all know that. That's all been documented. But
Yeah,
and then you pick a Stefanski, a Polish Kevin.
Yeah, he was he was with the Vikings for 14 seasons before he went to the Browns.
You know they got him cheap. And
he's offensive coordinator.
Maybe he can do good things. All right. So let's just go. We're gonna do. All right. So we're doing a show because I just want to do another show. I don't want to just talk about. Even sometimes people when they criticize my Misery Loves Company show, they're always like, "Oh, it's the same shit." And sometimes it does get to be. How many times can I shit on Bryant? As far as I'm concerned, every week is fine. But I think people get sick of it, and then and then I got to bring up, and then it's Neil and Lenny and Leslie Jones and Sam Morril. It's a long list. Chris Redd and fucking who else? Gary Goldman,
Leslie Jones.
But but at some point you got to be like, all right. So I just thought, this football season's starting. Everybody's into it. I really don't even care about the games, like watching a game. I find pro football pretty boring, and football in general because it's just pretty predictable. And then what'd you do? I thought the thing went out again. Anyway, what are you doing?
I'm just adding some pizzazz to the video when people sign up for Patreon.
Oh, I lost my screen. Anyway, so
I'll stop.
So I thought we do. Ken's into football, Chad's into football, and then my son's into football. So this gives me an excuse to watch the games on Sunday. So my wife's like, "Hey, why are you wasting your time watching the game?" This will give me an excuse. And also, if there's nothing else to do, it's like I need to, when I used to trade in the stock market more, it's just I don't do that. So after a while, I just run out of things to fucking focus on. And I kind of learned from Louis C.K. He said he learned the piano when he knew when he got into trouble because he knew he was just gonna have a lot of free time. So he's like, I'll just fucking. So it's on some level, it's just better to pick up some hobbies because comedy, I don't know comedy. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I just don't think comedy's going to be like full time for a while. So this will kill some time, and then we'll have a couple of laughs.
By the way,
and also I think people run out of fucking things that especially on a weekend, people run out of fucking things to listen to, because nobody wants to do a show on a weekend. So if we do the show, it comes out on Saturday or whatever. I think maybe it'll be fun for the fans. Maybe not.
My goal is to be number one.
I'm just hoping it'll be fun for me.
Rack me. You got the shirt on.
I got the shirt on. What did he say?
I wanted to call it Rack Me, but Chad said we might get sued by Jim Rome, so we don't want to do that. We don't want a lot of attention put on the show.
I need the money for the liquor license, so we're not going to do that.
Plus, all these shows, all these sports shows. I think I was looking at the lineup, the schedule for Sunday.
You guys like the logo?
Yeah, it's nice. But here's the
Great
thing.
logo.
I wanted to just. I was looking at my picks, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to get too inside baseball in this or inside football and try to figure out everything. So I just basically made all my picks based on, just how I feel, like a lady would do, like women like teams based on their the color of the uniform. So I'm not gay, but so should I do my picks first, or how you want to do it?
Are we picking every game?
Yeah, I picked every game, and I'll tell you. I'll just show. Let me just do what I'm going to do, and then you guys can do whatever the fuck you want.
It's a brand new podcast. We're going to figure it out, people. Just
okay. So I'll just go down my picks. And I'll tell you why. I'm just going down the schedule that's on ESPN.com or the NFL schedule. And I didn't pick yesterday's. I would have picked Cincinnati because I like Cincinnati. The city, I think Cleveland's a absolute shithole. And I'm not wrong about that.
Suck my dick.
I remember I worked at the fucking Improv. And
yeah. When it was in the Powerhouse. That's probably when you were there.
Yeah. Ken, you got to look at me.
I am looking. I'm doing my picks. You didn't give me any parameters, so I got to do my picks. I can hear you.
You can do them slow as you can do them slow as
Okay.
we can just walk you through. I'll just show you what I'm gonna do, and then you guys can do whatever you want.
You remember
Anyway.
they had that rock bottom by the Improv?
Yeah. No, so I was in Cleveland. This is how New York City looks now when I was in Cleveland. Like New York City, just boarded up stores. I was like in a hotel downtown, not in a great area, but in a nice enough area. And it was just all these vacant stores. I was like, what the fuck? It was just, it was depressing. And then they paper the room. So it's all black people in the audience.
African American, please.
African American. It was three white comics. And by the time I got up on stage, the crowd was like, you could almost hear them groan when I got up there. Like, we're all black, and they give us 3 white comics, because everybody knows black dudes are pretty good at stand-up comedy. So you'd think they'd be able to grab a black dude somewhere.
Do you remember the openers?
Put him on the show. No, it was that guy. It was that guy from Cincinnati who was featuring, the guy who.
Ryan Dalton.
No, the guy who did all the T-shirts.
Josh Sneed.
Yeah, Josh Sneed, and then he was like, "Do you mind if I sell T-shirts?" I was like, "I don't give a shit." And then he ended up selling, like, he had a whole T-shirt line. He had that joke, 68, 69, and I owe you one, or something like that, or he had some 69 joke T-shirt that the crowd that would get the biggest laugh of the whole show.
He owns 2 T-shirt companies.
Huh?
He owns 2 T-shirt companies in Cincinnati.
I believe it.
And he's partners with the Reds.
He was only doing comedy at this point just to promote his T-shirts. So and then people would walk by me to go buy his fucking T-shirts because I was selling something. I was like, fuck this. And I told him he had to stop, and then he wouldn't talk to me for the rest of the week. It was miserable. So that's why I would have picked the Bengals.
Is that the same guy who was at Side Splitters last year? When you were at Side Splitters? Remember, he set up a table, selling a whole bunch of stuff, shirts.
No, that guy I didn't
harmonicas and pencils.
Yeah, I didn't care that guy. No, that he was a local guy. I didn't care. But it's just plus when you're in Tampa, you don't give a shit. You're just happy to be in Tampa. You go to the Wawa, you fucking, even if you have a bad show, you don't care. But if you're in fucking Cleveland and you have a bad show, and he's not local, but he's from Cincinnati. The local guy is selling a shitload of T-shirts to black dudes, and you're like, fuck this. Anyway, all right, my next pick, the Giants at Chicago. I'm gonna go with Chicago, even though I rooted for the Giants. I rooted for the Giants when they were winning Super Bowls against New England. So I lived in New York, so I still live in New York technically. But since I met Lenny, there's no way I can pick the Giants. So I got Chicago, given 5.5. Next pick, Atlanta, Dallas. I'm going to go with Dallas, even though I hate them, but I have no respect for Atlanta. I don't like the city. Also, Atlanta choked so bad in that Super Bowl that I'll never fucking pick them. Never. I don't care who they fucking play. If they could play a women's team, I would still pick the women's team, because Atlanta's choke, and you could say it's the fucking coach. The coach is still there though, right? The coach and the quarterback are still there, right? Ryan?
No, just Ryan is there. They have a new coach.
Oh, yeah, they got rid of the coach. Where is he? Nowhere?
Nowhere. He was an assistant for a couple of years, but I think he's out of football now.
He should be. He should have been out of football after that game. What a fucking joke that was. Anyway, it's just disgusting. All right, so I put Detroit at Green Bay. Detroit getting 6.5 at Green Bay. I picked Detroit, but I'm going to change that. I'm going to pick Green Bay because of Dave Landau. That's all you need to know.
He's from Detroit.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm picking Green Bay.
He's a Lions fan.
Of course he is. He's a hack. He's a local hack. Jacksonville at Tennessee. Tennessee's given 7.5. I'll take Tennessee because I don't like Jacksonville. I don't like anything about that city. Minneapolis, Minnesota at Indianapolis. The Vikings are getting 3. I'll take Indianapolis because Nick Swartzen's from Minnesota. I want nothing to do with that team. And also, they like to choke a lot. I just don't like Minnesota. Minnesota's a shit city. I remember I was in fucking I tried to get a hand. I should probably keep this quiet. I tried to get a hand job that's the only place I ever went to.
I like how you're covering your mouth.
Yeah.
I couldn't get a. I have to say this thing because my kids are. I couldn't get a. I went to the local paper. It was back in the day before the internet mostly. So the local paper had like a X-rated section. It was like a local free paper. They have a free section. I mean, adult section. So they had a massage place, and I was staying downtown. I was working at Acme, a club I don't like, never liked. Everybody loves it except for me. I don't like it. Anyway, so so I'm there. I did radio. I'm like,
Tom Bernard.
I look in the paper. I'm like, oh, it doesn't seem far. It's at, I'm at one street. It's at another street. Anyway, it's a long, long walk to this place. I get there. It feels like one of those places. It was in the adult section in the paper. And I go there, and then the girl's new, or she seems young or whatever. It's in like a little kind of a questionable mall kind of complex. I'm like, yes, this. And then she wouldn't finish the job. So I'm like, and then I kept gesturing, and she was like, no, she would like do that fucking Esther Koo giggle. And then, but the worst part was she used oil. Even now I tell them no oil. So she used oil and had to walk all the way home covered in oil like a fucking chicken cutlet. Like, it was disgusting. It was the most miserable. So for that reason, I'll never pick Minnesota. I mean, if it comes to Minnesota, Detroit, I got to go with Minnesota.
That's where George Floyd died.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, I'm going with Indianapolis. Buffalo versus Miami. I love Miami. It's a great city.
I'm a Dolphins fan. Florentine's a Dolphins fan.
I think Miami's got. I actually think Miami is the pick, but for some reason I circle Buffalo. I think because I just like Buffalo. I've always liked Buffalo as a city, and so I'm going to pick Buffalo, even though I think Miami's going to come back strong after losing to New England last week.
Last time I was in Buffalo, I featured for Bobby Kelly at the Helium Club.
Yeah, Buffalo's close, but it's like you're going to Canada. I love going to Buffalo. It's always like, I remember one summer I was here and it was fucking hot as shit. And then it was the end of August. And then I went to Buffalo and it was like fall up there. It was 20 degrees cooler. I was like, I should just live here because I fucking hate hot weather.
Did you do Helium?
Yeah.
I love that club.
Buffalo. Yeah. I'm taking Buffalo. I wonder how Helium, whenever I see the thing about Portland burning and fucking all the fucking protesters, I always think like, how's that club doing? How's Helium Portland doing? Okay, San Francisco and New York. I picked the Jets. I don't know. I guess I don't like San Francisco.
What?
And the Jets are getting 7. So it's not a bad bet. I picked them. I'll stick with it. I don't know why. Los Angeles at Philadelphia. I circled Philadelphia. I picked them all last night. Los Angeles at Philadelphia. I guess it's the Rams are getting 1. I should take Philadelphia. I'm from Philadelphia. I'm thinking about changing my mind because Carson Wentz, I just hate him.
We love Nick Foles. We want Nick Foles back.
All right, I'll stick with Philadelphia this week. But if he doesn't cover or win, I'll never again. Denver at Pittsburgh. I love Pittsburgh, the city, so I'll always take Pittsburgh. Ben's a good guy. The guys at the radio there are great.
Fuck
Randy,
Pittsburgh. Fuck WDVE. Fuck Randy.
Randy and fuck, what's his other name? What's the other guy's name?
Bill Crawford.
Billy.
I like Bill.
Billy's the best.
Shout out to Mark Madden.
So Denver, I don't even know anything about Denver. I don't even know what they did last week, but I'm not overthinking. I just like Pittsburgh. I think the coach is good. Obviously Roethlisberger's playing well. Carolina, Tampa Bay. I think that's a no-brainer. I think Carolina's getting 8.5, but there's no way Brady doesn't come back with a vengeance this week. And I think they'll win by 20 points. And I never like Tom Brady necessarily, but I just like what he's doing.
What's the spread?
8.5. Carolina's getting 8.5, but it's in Tampa.
I live 4 miles from the stadium, baby.
I know, that's a nice stadium. Washington at Arizona. I can't go with Washington just because, come on, man. They don't even have a name. Kansas City at Los Angeles. I don't like Andy Reid as a coach, but this quarterback's good, and I like Kansas City. I always go with this shitty, Kansas City versus Los Angeles. Los Angeles, how I feel about Los Angeles, so it's hard for me to pick them. And I like the Kansas City quarterback, obviously.
Plus, Bert Kreischer's a season ticket holder.
Yeah, so I hope the fucking stadium burns. Baltimore at Houston. I'm taking Baltimore because, again, Baltimore is one of my cities. I've always liked it. Houston is dull. I like Baltimore's quarterback, and with these spreads, Baltimore's given 7, but Baltimore can run it up. New England versus Seattle. New England's getting 3.5. It's at Seattle. I hate Seattle. I did the choke. That coach sucks. Pete Carroll sucks. He's a shit coach. He won at USC. He don't even have that. They vacated that fucking that national championship because of whatchamacallit. Because of Kardashian's boyfriend. What's his name? Reggie
the running back.
Reggie Bush. I forgot about him.
He didn't win. So he's won one. He should have won 3. Should have won 1 in college and 2 in the pros. But he choked so bad against New England in the Super Bowl. Think if he would have won 2 in a row, they would have been the team. Then he would have been like, a great coach, and the free agents would have all stayed. Once he lost that game, listen, here's the thing. If you're a white coach and you choke that bad, all the black guys on the team are like, hey, man, you're a choke, because that season is fucking long. So if you got to play preseason, 16 games, take a beating. The coach takes not no beating. The coach is never in the game. The coach takes no beating, and then he calls a shit play when I got the best fucking short yardage running back in the league. Fuck him. Fuck Pete Carroll. Never will I pick Seattle unless they play Detroit.
Can I rack you?
Yeah. And then New Orleans on Monday against Las Vegas. I'll never pick against Las Vegas ever. Las Vegas is the best city. Las Vegas is getting 6 points at home. They're the best. They got a good coach. I don't know anything else about the team.
That's the perfect team for Vegas, the Raiders.
Yeah, it is. That's true. They're outlawed. The coach is kind of like a renegade. But Vegas to me is the best city in America. I don't know if it's the best city in the world, but it's the best city in America. I got married there. The best times of my life I've had in Vegas. I'll never pick against Vegas ever.
Shout out Allie Lerman.
Shout out Allie Lerman. Rack me. I'm done. That's my picks.
All right, Ken, you're up.
All right. I got a text message from Brendan last night, Chad, saying we're not picking by point spread. Of course he picks by point spread. So
he called an audible.
I called an audible. I really said that to you? I thought we said we were using a spread.
I have it in writing. I have a text message. You said we can't because we'll argue. We'll argue.
I believe you.
All right. I just realized maybe I realized later. I don't know. I didn't know I sent that to you, but I sometimes I lose control. My phone gets hacked. But I think what happened was I realized let's just do what everybody else does, so then we can see how we do against the spread. That way I won't have to overthink it, because sometimes you can make a bad pick, but with the spread you cover or not.
I think I want to start gambling. Maybe if we get like a gambling sponsor.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
I want to gamble too. Ken can make the bets for us. He lives in Atlantic City.
Dude, Ken, can you make bets?
Yeah. We got to get Craig Carton on now that he's been released. We should get him on.
Oh, I'm going to get some guests.
They say he's going to get a job.
Yeah, probably at FAN.
Yeah, it's amazing. The guy gets in so much trouble and they're still going to give him a job.
All right, you ready, Chad?
Yes, Ken.
All right, I'm taking Pittsburgh because the Broncos are banged up. They have no Von Miller.
You're not even going in order.
I'm going ESPN right here.
Oh.
You said I got the ESPN right there.
All right.
I'm taking Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Panthers are not going into Tampa Bay and winning.
I'll be watching the Sunday game with the Gladwell Ape, just to let you guys know.
There you go.
Where you go to? You have a bar you go to?
Yeah, well, there's a sports bar over by Side Splitters. You know that little Irish bar?
Yeah,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
been there a few times. Yeah.
Yeah, we watch
Yeah.
games there.
No, that's the best part about going to fucking because you can almost have brunch. I know Florentine hates it, but you can almost have brunch. You go
What's wrong
there.
with you? You're not
you go
7
there-
years old. Put the ketchup down.
You go there. You go there at 12:00. You get a seat. The games. You get some food. You get to watch the games. Have a nice meal.
Oh, by the way, I'm gonna go
That's a
see your
great
boy.
place.
I'm gonna go see your boy Tony Woods tonight. He's at Side Splitter.
Oh, you tell him I said hi.
I will.
Tell James. James is there too. Tell him I said hi. Tell him thanks for doing my show.
I will.
My lock is San Francisco at New York Jets. Even though they're coming from the West Coast, they're my lock, so I'm taking the 49ers.
I thought you're a Jets
Jacksonville-
fan. I thought you were a Jets fan.
Oh, Jesus God Almighty.
Oh, you're a Mets fan. No, I know you're a Cowboy fan, but you're a Mets fan, right?
He's a Cowboys
Yeah.
fan. Did you know Florentine's good friends with the Jets head coach?
Adam Gase?
Yeah, they're good friends.
Yeah,
From
I
Miami.
heard something about that. From where? From Crank Yankers?
Well, he
Now,
was the,
when
go
coach
ahead.
in sorry, Chad. Yeah, Gase was the coach in Miami, and I think Florentine takes his kid down there for a couple games a year.
Yeah, and they got to be friends when he was the coach at Miami, and now Florentine hates the Jets, and he doesn't. He has the best hookup, and he doesn't want it.
So wait, I don't understand. How do you, by getting tickets to the game, you can be friends with the coach?
He became
Jim
friends with the coach.
Florentine.
Yeah, I think the coach was a fan of that metal show or something, and
Oh, okay.
yeah.
All right, Jacksonville at Tennessee. I'm taking the Titans. Giants at Chicago. I'm taking the Bears.
Ooh,
Kevin Brennan's birthplace.
Soldier Field.
I don't trust the Giants. I don't trust their
Can't.
O-line, huh?
You can't.
No,
Their
but
O-line was
it's
shaky
a broken
last week.
record. Their O-line sucked for the last couple of years. So what are you guys doing? So, on some level, you got to just look at the ownership of the Giants and go, they don't know what they're doing. I think this guy's the son of the original owner, right?
Yeah. Wellington Mara's son runs the team.
And Wellington Mara he was around when the Jets won Super Bowls with Eli Manning, right? When the Giants won the Super Bowls.
Wellington Mara was he still alive? I think he was
Well,
still
he
alive.
was the one. He was the guy who picked Tom Coughlin, right? Probably, right?
He picked Coughlin, absolutely.
So Coughlin turns out to be an excellent coach where they've struggled since then. They don't know how to, even when they picked Coughlin, it looked like he wasn't a great pick, but then obviously he was. And then, but now it's like, I don't think guys know how to pick a head coach. I really don't know. I think they interview these guys and they go, he did good in the interview, but it's like, who gives a shit,
The NFL
Anyway.
is such a copycat league. They're like the new trend is going with the young guys. They're going with young coaches.
Yeah. So, but like I said, the guy from the Rams, McKay, he got his ass handed to himself in the Super Bowl. So it's like Tom Coughlin, he beat Belichick twice in the Super Bowl. And so all these other guys got out coached by Belichick, and I think Tom Coughlin is not impressed by Belichick because he knew him. They coached together with Parcells. So it's like when I'm on a show with Attell, I'm not intimidated because I know Attell. Or if I know the guy, I mean, if I follow some guy I don't know who's like he's got a great, maybe I'll be intimidated, but I'm not going to be intimidated by Dave Attell because I fucking know how I know him. I know he's not hard to follow. So I think guys try to outcoach Belichick, like the guy like Seattle. Pete Carroll should have hung himself after that game, and the Atlanta coach should have helped him. The Atlanta coach, that was such a debacle. I still have a hard time believing it. So yeah, he should be out of the league. And he said, I remember reading after that thing, they said he's a lifer. This guy's a lifer. He grew up as a coach. His dad was a coach, the Atlanta coach. I can't remember his name. And
Smith.
I'm like, huh?
Smith.
That was his name, Smith?
Last name was Smith.
What's his first name? Bob?
I don't know his first name.
No,
I
but
know his last name was
his
Smith.
dad was a coach. He was around coaching. I'm like, You didn't know what to do when you're up by 24 points in the third quarter. You didn't know you passed on 3rd and 3, and then and then he fumbled and they scored it easy. It's just what the fuck,
What
man?
the fuck, man?
What the fuck, man? So
Fuck.
it's like so on some level, the Giants are just they don't know what they're doing. So, they can get the fucking quarterback, the white quarterback and the black running back, but it's not that simple. You need somebody to block these guys. Go ahead.
The Rams at the Eagles.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
This hurts my heart. It hurts my heart, but one of these California teams coming east for a 1:00 game is going to lose. I can't pick both of them. So this hurts my heart. So I'm taking Philadelphia.
Do they got fans in the stands in Philly?
They will, Chad. I don't know how many, but they're supposed to have fans.
Because I noticed the Browns played better with fans in the stands.
Didn't they have a fight? Didn't they have a big fight?
Yeah, there was a fight in the stands.
Yeah,
in
there was
Cleveland at the game last night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
even though they're all Cleveland fans, there's no one. Well, I guess you can come to it from another state, right? And go to the game.
yeah, I call it a protest. Whenever there's a fight with crowds, it's a protest.
Yeah, right. Good one.
Vikings at Indianapolis. I'm taking the Vikings.
Oh, what are you going to suck Nick Swartzen's dick now? Go ahead, Ken.
I love Nick Swartzen. I think he's pretty funny.
He's great.
Do you?
No,
Nick's great.
I just knew that would get under your skin.
Wait, do you? Nick Swartzen. I don't know. I don't even know his comedy. That's the best part. I don't even know his comedy. I don't know if I've seen him do stand-up, but I don't remember anything about it, even though it's like high-pitched. That's all I remember, being high-pitched. Go ahead.
Detroit.
Yeah, and he still does a lot of pretending.
I love drinking.
I love drinking. I love women.
I like blacking out. Yes.
One of the two.
Detroit at Green Bay, and
Lambeau Field.
Kevin knows I'm friendly with Dave Landau, and I really would like to pick Detroit because of that, but I can't. I got to go with Green Bay.
Ken hates Dave Landau.
No, I like Dave. Dave and I are.
Oh,
buds.
you know why? I was gonna pick. I think I was gonna pick. First I had Detroit, but then because I don't like Aaron Rodgers. I don't like he's too much of a pretty boy.
People say I look like Aaron Rodgers. Is that true?
A little bit.
The hair. Buffalo at Miami. Buffalo. We're going to find out how bad Philadelphia really is because Washington's at the Cardinals, and I'm taking.
So why are you taking
Cardinals.
Buffalo and Miami? You're taking Buffalo.
I'm taking Buffalo.
All right. Any reason?
Taking Buffalo. Yeah, they are a good young team, and they really handed it to the Jets in New Jersey last week.
Yeah, but Miami's coming off a tough loss, and they're playing at home. I don't know. Who did I pick? I picked Buffalo.
You took Buffalo. But you think the Miami quarterback is going to be able to get away from that defensive front from Buffalo?
I don't know. I'm just going by a pure emotion. What city I like better? I'm gonna see if I can win that way.
Baltimore at Houston. I'm
I like
the Ravens.
I like if the quarterback is black because that means he gets sacked less.
He's mobile.
He's mobile. I prefer they're half black, but
I'm picking Baltimore because I like Magoobies.
And the Wire.
And the Wire. Kansas City at the Chargers. I'm taking the Chargers.
What?
I'm taking the
Didn't
Chargers.
I just tell you he's a half black quarterback? Didn't I just tell you?
Yeah, Mahomes. His dad pitched for the Mets.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
His dad pitched for the Mets and pitched for the Phillies as well.
Did you know Kevin looks like David Cohn, according to Stuttering John?
Yeah, I heard him say that.
David Cohen was a good pitcher, man. He was a very competitive guy, which is vital in professional sports.
I have his rookie card.
Because they all get paid. They're all making a nice living. So it's the guys who are competitive that fucking do
And
well.
what did Kevin? Hey, Chad, what did Kevin say when John said that? Kevin said that Colin Quinn once called Kevin Brennan the Paul O'Neill of comedy.
I took it as a compliment.
So I tweeted that out as the line of the day in Absentia. It is a compliment. O'Neill was a very underrated player, very good player. And, you know, you're an underrated comic.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!
Plus, he won like 5. I think he won 5 World Series rings.
Chad telling me to shut up?
He won one with
Brian McCarthy.
He won 1 with Cincinnati, and then he won 4 with the Yankees. As far as I know, I think he was on that last team. I'm sure he was.
Yeah. All right, so New England at Seattle. I'm taking Seattle. New Orleans at Las Vegas. I'm taking New Orleans.
Oh.
And what's your lock pick? The Jets?
My lock is San Francisco beating the Jets, going into New Jersey and beating the Jets.
Whoa.
That's my lock.
Even though that's an early game for them.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, both both California teams coming over for 1:00 games. Both of them are not going to win.
I don't think he's a good coach. I don't think this Adam Gase, no offense to Florentine, our good pal Jim Florentine, but I don't think Adam Gase, he's another guy they got him because he was a young coach. He's an aggressive guy. I'm an aggressive guy.
He demands respect.
First of all, if you just get a black coach, these they don't. First of all, because it's a little bit for the first episode, maybe not necessary, but I look at the NFL as like slavery, high-paid slavery. You know, these guys they work them to death, and then as soon as they're hurt, they say get the fuck out of here, and we'll get another black guy. So these black players, they don't like to be bossed around by a slave master, especially like an Adam Gase kind of guy who's like, white
especially in this day and age right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So get a black coach. If you can, get a black coach. Don't get a clown. Get a guy like they have at Pittsburgh who's a tough guy.
Mike Tomlin's the coolest looking black coach I've ever seen in my entire life. He looks
but he's
cool.
but he doesn't, it's just better to get a black coach because it's modern day slavery, and it's just the owners all look like slave masters because they're all white guys and they look like they would be slave owners in another era. So like fucking Jerry Jones doesn't look like he would own a shitload of slaves on his plantation. He absolutely does. So if you can't hire a black owner, but you can get a black coach. So get a fucking black coach. Stop being racist, NFL.
Hey, Chad, I think Kyle Shanahan is overrated as a coach. I don't think he's a very good coach at all. He panicked in that Super Bowl. Did you see that? He panicked in that Super Bowl.
Well, he was the coach. He was the Atlanta coach, right?
He was the offensive coordinator in that Super Bowl
for Atlanta, and he was the guy who started. It was all on that. They had like a 3rd and 3 at the 20, and they were running the ball fine. All they had to do was, and it was just run the ball. If you get a first down, you beat up some more of the clock. Instead, they try to get clever, and they had Ryan drop back. He gets sacked, fumbles. They get easy 7 points. They're gonna score, but make them use the fucking clock. So yeah, so he was another guy where it's like they had already decided he was gonna be their coach, and then once he choked in the Super Bowl, they're still like, well, he's our coach, I guess that's the decision we made. We can't turn back now. And then he got his ass handed to him in the Super Bowl, didn't he? Didn't he get outcoached in the Super Bowl by Andy Reid? Who's a terrible coach.
Andy Reid. Yeah, I know, by Andy Reid.
He's a terrible coach. But I think it's, they blame the quarterback, but they blame the there's a lot of people who are shitting on that quarterback, the San Francisco quarterback, but I really think it's just Mahomes. Mahomes. I got to learn their names because I don't even know their names. I know who they are. But Mahomes is just a really good quarterback, and I don't think he's kind of like John Elway, where like pressure doesn't faze him that much because he's just got such a great arm that he doesn't really get too nervous because he knows his arm will end up in the end winning. All right, go ahead. Chad,
all right, Chad. You're up, Chad.
Before we jump into my picks, and I'll fly through them real quick. Florentine has a Super Bowl party every year. I go to it, and Tampa is actually hosting the Super Bowl, and I live 4 miles from the stadium. I'm flying to Jersey to go to his party. That's how fun it is. Kevin, you guys should come. It's so much fun.
Well, I don't know if I can come if I'm not invited.
Of course you're invited. He'll have you at his party.
And then
I'm
show up.
nobody.
Let's role play. I'll show up, and Chad, you be Florentine telling me why am I here?
What are
Hey
you
Jim, I'm here for your party.
Who invited you?
See what
Why
I
are you
mean?
here?
See how awkward that would be?
How'd you
He's
get
got all
here?
his buddies and Don Jameson, all those bitches that would probably show up, old bitches that nobody wants to have sex with anymore.
Okay,
Go
Joey
ahead.
Diaz probably be there too.
Oh, Joey Diaz. Shout out Joey Diaz.
All right, let me fly through this real quick. I'm going to start with the Rams at Eagles. Rams are 1-0. Eagles are 0-1. What's the spread on that one? Was it I don't know.
Wrong one. The Eagles are getting one. No. LA's getting one.
Because Big J, Bennington, they all love Philly, and I hate LA. I hate it. I'm going with the Eagles, even though I'm going to say 24-21 Eagles.
We're not doing scores.
Why not?
Nobody
Who gives
cares
a
about
shit?
your scores because scores that nobody cares. All anybody cares about is pick the team against the spread. Score. Who are you, Jim Rome? Nobody gives a shit.
Rack me.
Rack me.
Falcons are 0-1. Cowboys are 0-1. I'm going with the Cowboys. 28-21, Kevin.
Oh my God. He never learns.
The Broncos are at the Steelers in Pittsburgh. You got a 38-year-old Ben Roethlisberger. He's got something to prove. He knows time is on the clock. He wants to bring one more home to Pittsburgh, so we're going to go with Pittsburgh, even though it hurts my heart. It's the Browns rivalry, 2017. Sorry, Kevin. 49ers at the Jets. Since Florentine's best friends with the Jets coach, I'm going with the Jets over the 49ers. Vikings at Colts. My buddy Nick Swartzen's a Vikings fan, so I'm going to go with the Vikings over the Colts. Lions at the Packers.
Who's the Colts quarterback? I didn't know anything about them.
Phillip Rivers.
Came
Rivers.
from the Chargers. Yeah.
Oh yeah, now I know Rivers. I forgot they picked him up. I mean, that's another thing about doing this. I'll have to pay attention to what's going on.
Me too. I'm actually into it because I want to pay attention.
No, and I want to know, and I just curious to see how these picks work out just based on pure spite. Like all my picks are based on spite and nothing football related. No real. I'm not going to look into the stats of his QBR and his runs per carry, all this bullshit. Who cares?
Is Matthew Stafford still the quarterback for the Lions, Ken?
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
But isn't he hurt or something? Or his wife is hurt? His wife had cancer?
His wife was sick.
Good.
I got the list.
I
I got the list of all the quarterbacks,
I
Chad.
follow her on Instagram. How do you have a list of quarterbacks?
I prepare, Kevin.
Yeah, but wait, you have a list of the starting quarterbacks?
Yes, sir. Right here.
Why don't you fax it to me? So Stafford played last week. Did they win last week?
No, they were 0-1.
They're 0-1.
So how did he play? He's not great. He never delivers. In a big game, he's not great.
Well, he hasn't been in many big games. He's got quite a few fourth quarter comebacks.
Yeah, but a lot of times it seems like Detroit is at the end of the season. They need a win. They need a big win, and they never get it. I blame Dave Landau, but you guys look elsewhere.
Yeah, I'm friends with Dave Landau, and by the way, I'll be with him September next week, next Wednesday. I'm doing a one-nighter with him, September 23rd at Side Splitters. Come on out for that. But I got
many seats available.
And
many.
They're promoting it on Compound, so we'll be fine.
Chad, that's the 23rd?
That is. It's Wednesday the 23rd.
Comedians at a Compound, October 2 and 3 in Atlantic City. So again, many seats available.
Yeah, I think Berg and I are going to go golfing.
Great news. Great news for the show. Great news for everybody.
I'm prepared.
I love Dave Landau, but I'm going with the Packers. I think they're going to win. I think they're going to win big. And plus, my old roommate's a Lions fan, and his weeks are ruined when the Lions, so I want him to have a miserable week. Panthers are down the street with the Buccaneers. I mean, I live right off of Del Mabry, right by the Wawa. I could walk there if I wanted. I'm going to be hanging out with Gladwell Abe. We're going to be drinking some beers. I'm officially adopting the Buccaneers as my second team because I like.
I'm thinking about adopting them a little bit too. I think that I just like the fact that he's on his own now. I think I love Tampa. I just like everything about it, and so I'm thinking about, like, even when I watched that game against whatever, I couldn't believe how much I wanted Tampa to beat New Orleans. And I have nothing against New Orleans. I like New Orleans. I like their coach. I mean, I don't like their coach, but the quarterback's cool and everything, and it's a good city. But I was like rooting for Brady. I've never rooted for Brady in my life, but I'm like rooting for Brady just because I guess he's the underdog now and he's old as shit. But I still didn't like that. You got to tell that fucking coach to shut his fucking mouth. I looked him up, Bruce Arians or whatever. I mean, he's won 2 Super Bowls as an assistant coach. So, come on, man, shut the fuck up. So he's been on teams that have won, but Brady's been to 9 Super Bowls. He's 6-3 in Super Bowls.
Where did he win those, Kevin?
Huh?
Where did he win those Super Bowls as an assistant?
I don't know. I should look that up. I couldn't. I didn't really
Pittsburgh.
want. Oh, Pittsburgh, right? No, because I looked at his Wikipedia, and I didn't want to look up everything, but I saw like notables and two Super Bowl rings as an assistant. Yeah, again, it had nothing to do with him. Was he the quarterback's coach, or what was he, the offensive coordinator? Anyway,
I think he was offensive coordinator once.
It's the coach. Mike Tomlin's a good coach, and Ben Roethlisberger's a good quarterback. So he can pretend, he'll get if you're on the Super Bowl winning team, and then you're the OC or the defensive coordinator, you're probably going to get a head coaching job. Doesn't mean anything. It's like my point is Tom Brady is self-motivated. He don't even eat strawberries or some shit like that. Like, he's very strict with staying healthy, eating right, and winning. So, like, I'm not kissing his ass. I'm just saying, like, I'm rooting for him, and I like Tampa.
I'm with Kevin on that. I think the whole Patriots thing was a divorce. You're either on Team Belichick or Team Brady. I'm going with Brady, obviously, because I'm in Tampa. Plus, like, I like the fact that he's on his own. I like the fact that he's 43. He's got a ton of offensive weapons. And
imagine if he won a Super Bowl in Tampa. Like, imagine I would say maybe he's the greatest team athlete of all time. Like, at 43, you go to a new city. They've won, but you go to a new city and you win a Super Bowl with not even a good coach. That'd be amazing. Go ahead.
Yeah, the spread's 8.5, but I'm still going with the Buccaneers. It'll be fun rooting for them this season.
They'll cover. That's my lock.
That's your. You know what? I'm gonna take your lock too. I'm gonna steal your lock.
I might have Ken bet for me. Probably not this week. I'll see how I do.
Yeah, if we win this one, I'm gonna start betting. I can't wait to gamble.
Yeah, Ken, and then you got to make videos of you placing a bet, and you have to say to the person at the casino, "This is for Kevin Brennan."
We'll put it on Patreon.
Yeah, we'll put it on our Patreon.
You got Buffalo versus the Dolphins. The Dolphins are my favorite team. They're 0-1. We still don't have our quarterback, but I'm going with the Dolphins.
They still don't have a quarterback, right? Since Dan Marino.
Well, they drafted that kid, but he's hurt, right?
Yeah, he got hurt. Yeah, he got hurt, Chad.
He's supposed to be a fucking.
The guy from Alabama.
Yeah, that guy's going to be like a G. He's going to be the real deal.
No,
so that's why they took him.
He's too small.
Best quarterback they've had since Marino.
They got Fitzmagic.
I like Fitzpatrick. He's a good backup, but you don't want him playing 16 games. But go ahead.
You got the Jaguars at the Titans. I'm going to go. I actually played basketball against Mike Vrabel, the head coach. He was a rival school, and he was a power forward. He's a great basketball player.
Oh, I thought you meant recently.
No, this was like back when I was in high school. He was like 2 years older than me, but he was fucking good. And your boy Nate Bargatze's from Nashville, so I'm going to go with the Titans.
He's definitely my boy.
7.5 is the spread. I think they're going to beat them. I think they're going to beat them 17-16. That's how good the game's going to be.
Nobody cares about the score, 17-16.
I
bet $1 million the score doesn't up 17-16.
Okay, you heard it, guys.
You think the score's going to end 17-16? Who's going to win? I'll write it down.
The
What is
Titans.
it?
The Titans. 17-16.
17-16 Titans. Okay. All right. If that's right, I'll owe you $1 million.
Okay.
Venmo.
Yeah, Venmo me $1 million.
Yeah. Imagine if you try to Venmo someone $1 million.
PayPal.
That might get the attention of the IRS. Go ahead.
You got the Giants at the Bears, Soldiers Field. They're killing black people. Black people are killing each other in Chicago right now. Zanies is closed. Bert Haas is going to die. He's almost 80. So let's go with.
Zanies is closed?
I think so. I think in Old Town they are.
Oh.
Maybe Rosemont they're open. I don't know. But I'm going to go with the Bears. The Bears. Just so I could say the Bears. Then you got Washington at the Cardinals. You got the spread. It's -7. Like Kevin, the fact they don't have a fucking name is embarrassing. So I'm gonna go with the Cardinals because who gives a shit? The Redskins. That's who they are. Who gives a shit?
What's the score going to be?
It's like a Simpsons episode where they just call themselves the Washington football team.
Yeah.
It's such a joke. You can't even imagine they're calling themselves the Washington football team. I mean, it's like it's a sitcom wouldn't do that because they're not that clever. But I could see the Simpsons making it so that they're not even a team. You can't even. You're just the Philadelphia football team because the Eagles are mad because bald Eagles are mad. So it's just it's laughable. And plus, I don't like the owner. And in DC, the whole city's dirty. Go ahead.
They should change their name to the Washington Dirty Savages.
Mm-hmm. Dirty whores.
Ravens,
soulless whores. Or they should trade the Washington. I was gonna have a funny joke. I can't remember how it goes. Oh, the Washington lobbyists. They should call themselves the Washington lobbyists because that's all fucking Washington is. Lobbyists, people bribing politicians to get their way. Go ahead, drack me.
We should call them the fucking dumb Redskins who got talked out of their land. That's the name of the school. All right, never mind. Ravens 1-0. At the Texans, it's going to be a barn burner. You got 1-0 Ravens versus the 0-1 Texans. Since I saw the Ravens firsthand just fucking chop up the Browns last week, I'm going with the Ravens. They're going to go to the Super Bowl.
He's a good coach too. That coach, Mike Harbaugh or Jim Harbaugh or Tim Harbaugh. What's his name?
Yeah. You got Chiefs.
John Harbaugh. He's a good coach.
Chiefs 1-0 at the Chargers. I'm another LA team, so I'm going with the Chiefs. They're going to go to the Super Bowl too. They look good. I like.
I think Andy Reid once he got off the schneid, he's gonna do okay. How are Andy Reid's kids doing, Ken?
Well, one passed away, Kev.
How's he doing?
And yeah. And one works for the Chiefs. One's an assistant with the Chiefs.
One guy, he gave one the job after the other one died?
Well, I think both of them at one point in time were working for him when he was in Philadelphia. And that's when he was in Philadelphia, that's when one of his sons died. I don't know I forget which one.
How's the dead one doing?
How's what?
How's the dead one doing? Too soon?
I was thinking today, I was on my bike and I saw a dead squirrel and I thought that might be the way to go because the body just decomposes pretty quickly in open air, right? And then you just leave it there and people are like, are going to be cremated or buried. I think I just like to be left on the road and just decompose.
I got some experience of that lately. So, the body can decompose very quickly.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I didn't even bring that up.
That's all right. No, hey, listen.
Yeah, but you buried your mom in the open casket, right?
Yeah, she had an open casket. She looked beautiful. She had that Florida tan. She had a.
That's how I'm going to look.
She had a Florida tan, and she had on her side there. I put the MLC T-shirt. The Starfucker T-shirt.
Kevin, how's that make you feel? That
it makes me feel special. God will take good care of her.
You're in Ken's mom's grave. What's wrong?
Jesus is a fan. We all know that.
Sorry to be laughing.
Jesus has been watching over my podcast for years. This thing should have been canceled years ago. Jimmy Martinez and Lenny. When Lenny quit, it was never going to survive. And then Jimmy Martinez was going to kill me on air.
Now look at us. We're branching out.
Yeah, now we got a fucking sequel.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out who can replace me next week.
You're on
Ken,
the logo.
Hey, you're quitting already? Jesus Christ. We'll get Joel in here.
Oh,
Florentine
Oof.
said he'll do the podcast
Oof.
too. He said he'll do it. Patriots at Seahawks. Bill Belichick is going to make Cam Newton into a fantasy nightmare. He wants to stick it to Brady. I'm going with the fucking Patriots. Plus, Craig Gass is a big Seahawks fan.
So you don't like Craig Gass?
I like Craig. I just want him to lose.
No, but you know what?
He's a good dude.
Just goes, it shows that Belichick, as I was saying about John Harbaugh, like when John Harbaugh, he had I forget the other guy's name, the tall white guy from Delaware. What's his name? Ken, the quarterback.
Oh,
the one he won the Super Bowl with him. Anyway, so Harbaugh went to Super Bowl with him, and then he gets his new quarterback in, a running black quarterback from Louisville. That nothing to do with the other guy. What's the other guy's name?
His current quarterback?
No, the quarterback. He was the Baltimore quarterback, and then he would trade it to Denver. What's his name?
I'm looking it up.
Jesus Christ.
Donate.
But that's what Belichick's going to do. Belichick's going to take Tom Brady. He goes, we had Tom Brady. We did pretty well with Tom Brady. And now I'm going to take Cam Newton, and I'm going to coach him up, and we're going to win with Cam Newton. Different style. Just because a lot of coaches like, here's what we do. Here's what we do. And this is what I do. And then the players he don't have the right players for his system or whatever. A good coach will be like I'm a good coach. I took a blind drunk. I took a sober guy. I took a guy off the street. I make them all good sidekicks. So I adapt to their strengths, and that's what a good coach.
You're the Belichick of podcasting.
That's what a good coach does. Ken, you still didn't find it?
I'm your Cam Newton.
Trent Dilfer came up.
Oh my God!
Shout out Trent Dilfer.
Yeah, Trent Dilfer. I know the dude went to Delaware. I know the
Just
dude
look up Baltimore quarterbacks who won Super Bowls.
All right, let me say this last pick.
That's what I did.
Let me do this last pick, and we'll be done.
No. We got to find out who this guy is. I'll think of it before Ken looks him up.
Saints 1-0 at the Raiders 1-0. Sam Tripoli's a big Raiders fan, so I want them to lose. So I'm going to go with the Saints. I want Sam's week to be ruined. I love that Sam's in L.A. He has 2 kids with a groupie, so he's trapped with twins. He can't perform. His life sucks, and I want the Raiders to win, so he'll have a miserable week. You're supposed to forgive people, but I want Sam to fucking experience some pain.
Joe Flacco.
Jesus Christ. That took a minute to find Joe Flacco.
Chad will fix it and edit.
I might have to fucking fire you.
Oh, listen, you have to twist my arm.
First of all, that was the word. Imagine if we were a real show and that this was my stat guy. Like it took a minute. Chad's going on about Sam Tripoli. I can't even react because I'm so mad that I can't think of the guy's name, and Ken can't find it on his old school net. You have AOL. You have AOL Plus. What do you have? That takes so long.
I got Comcast.
You got dial up. Okay, Chad, are you done? What did you say about Sam Tripoli?
Sam's a piece of shit. He kicked me off Punch Drunk Sports because of Patton Oswalt, and if he says anything else, he's a liar. And
he likes the Raiders because he's from Las Vegas.
Loves the Raiders, and I want him to lose. I love when the Clippers lost. He was a huge Clippers fan, so I'm glad they lost. And I want the Raiders to lose. Just stick it to him. It's karma. All of this is karma, Sam.
Clippers aren't that good. Oh, speaking of that, call tonight's game, Chad. We're doing the show on Friday. Who's going to win between the Lakers and the and Denver? Game one, and then pick game one, and then the series. And
I am rooting so hard for Denver Nuggets versus the Miami Heat because it will fuck over the NBA. It will fuck over LeBron. The ratings are already in the shitter because the NBA went woke and it ruined. And if the
it's
NBA
not affecting the ratings, it's not affecting the ratings. Were never going to be that great.
They're down.
The NBA, they're down. Everything's down. They said the NFL's down because it is. The NFL's not down. The NFL's not down. It's like it might be down a little bit, but it always comes back. At the beginning of the season, they always say the ratings are down, and then as the season progresses, the ratings go up.
But with the fact NBA, that no one can attend these games.
First of all, the NBA, I'll make the case the NBA is better now. They don't have fans because the ref doesn't give the home team the calls. It doesn't even know who the home team is, the teams are playing in a vacuum, this is why Denver is playing so well, because this guy Jamal Murray, he's fucking great. Like, he's great. Jokic is great. They're just playing basketball. They're not caught up in like the fans and the cheering and all the bullshit with the so I think they're gonna have a problem against the Lakers because the Lakers have too many centers, and Jokic is gonna. I don't even know if I'm saying his name wrong, saying his name right or wrong, but anyway, I think he's gonna have a problem. I think the Denver will win tonight, and I think they'll lose in 7. So I think it's gonna get close, but I think they'll win tonight because they're fresh and the Lakers haven't played in a week probably.
Nothing will make me happier if the Denver Nuggets go to the finals for a lot of reasons. Because I think
it's gonna go. I think it's gonna go 7, and I think the Denver will win tonight because Denver is just riding on such a high, and the Lakers aren't that good. They're not that good.
They don't have a bench. I mean, they got a good starting 5, and that's it.
Yeah, LeBron's old. So
yeah, he's an old 35.
As the season as he gets into these deeper games, and he hasn't played it. They've won both their series of 5 games, I believe. So when he gets to a 7 game, and also I want to give a shout out to Jimmy Butler because he's a nasty motherfucker.
Philly should never let him go. What's wrong with them?
Oh my God, they're so pathetic. Yeah. Philadelphia sucks. I mean, they keep Ben Simmons, who can't even shoot. He's in the NBA, can't shoot. The other guy, Embiid,
Joel Embiid,
he's always hurt. Jimmy Butler knew what he was doing. Jimmy Butler's like, I'm great. I'm on these shit teams with babies. It's almost like me at Compound Media. I'm like, I'm great, and I'm with Bill Schultz, and
it's just like
guys who
like
they're trying to make stars out of guys, and it's like Jimmy Butler. Like I just said earlier, he's a very competitive guy, and that's
I liked him in Minnesota.
No, that's why he didn't work out in other places and who wants to play in Minnesota? I don't even blame him. He loves it in Miami. Fucking Miami's a great city compared to Minnesota. Black guy wants to live in Minnesota. They live in he'll be the king of Miami.
He's getting his dick sucked in Miami.
I would go down there right now and do it. So he plays vicious. He's competitive. The whole team rallies around him. He wasn't even doing anything in yesterday's game until the end of the game, until the game was decided. Because the NBA games are always decided at the end for the most part, unless they're a blowout. So he's like, he just took over the game because he's like, it's my team. I don't have to worry about Ben Simmons getting his shots or Embiid getting his shots. I mean, they suck. The Sixers are so stupid. The guys they draft, it's pathetic. I don't care what Big J says. They're fucking pathetic.
They quit on that coach, too. Then he got fired the next day when they got eliminated. They quit on him. But I want to see.
Yeah, but again, he's a white coach.
School.
He's little. He was there too long. They're not going to listen to him. It's just the NBA. The NBA dynamic is weird because the players make so much money. They're all black. They got to respect you. If they don't respect you for, Phil Jackson was perfect because they had to respect him because he won so much. So if they don't respect you for one reason or another, you're doomed. They don't even listen to you. They're not coached. I mean, fucking Ben Simmons went to 1 year. Joel Embiid, I don't know what he went, but they 1 year in college. They're not skilled.
Not ready.
So they get to the pros and they don't even know. Ben Simmons can't shoot.
LeBron they went to the finals the first year back when he was in Cleveland, and they had that coach, David Blatt. He ran him right out of the town, and he went to the fucking finals. He lost in the finals.
Yeah.
Because he didn't respect him. But I want Miami Nuggets because I hate these NBA players. They're all teaming up with each other. They're trying to create these super teams. The fact that the Nuggets and the Heat would be playing in the finals would be a fucking beautiful reward. Fuck you, Durant. Fuck you, Kyrie. Fuck you, LeBron. Fuck you, Anthony Davis. All you fucking assholes.
I think Miami's going to –
I hate it because they won't go to the Knicks.
Huh?
I hate it because they won't go to the Knicks.
That owner's a piece of shit. No one's going to go.
Fan? Ken, you're a Knicks fan?
Yeah.
You know who else is a Knicks fan? Sam Morril.
First of all, the Knicks, nobody, speaking of slave masters, the Knicks owner, nobody likes him. Nobody in the league likes him. The players don't like him. Nobody wants to play there. So this whole the mecca of basketball, that's all bullshit. Like nobody gives a shit about playing at Madison Square Garden.
Especially now.
Yeah, it's a joke. So the Knicks fans can pretend all they want.
And they got the 20th pick this year too. They got that's insult to injury.
Durant
the
was
eighth
coming.
pick.
I knew Durant wasn't coming. Why would Durant go to the Knicks? I mean, it's just so the Knicks fans are so delusional and so arrogant. It's like, you get nobody. Your owner sucks, and everybody knows that. He treats former Knicks like garbage. He
Dude,
drags
Look
Charles
who
Charles
did
Oakley,
dragged
drags
him out.
Oakley out of the garden. It's fucking on camera. It's disgusting. He
Peter
sits there in
Va-
the front row, like all slouched, like all grumpy. Give it the team to somebody else. He inherited the team from his dad.
Well, Peter Vesey gave him a great nickname years ago. Calls him son of Cablevision.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly. His dad made a lot of money in cable TV,
Cablevision.
and
Cablevision.
yeah, from Long Island. He bought the Madison Square Garden, and he bought all the teams and everything. And his son's a jerk off, just flat out. Anyway, so shout out to Jimmy Butler. And
Shout out Jimmy
so
Butler.
we got
He's probably going to listen.
17-16 Titans. Chad called this 17-16 Titans.
That's the
It'll
one.
never happen. I'll give you $1 million.
PayPal, Venmo. It's Chad-Zumach at Venmo.
That's for everybody or just me?
For everyone. If you just
All
want
right.
to just Venmo. Hey, we're going to have this Patreon up and running. It's patreon.com Misery Loves Football. And it's going to be $5 for the video.
What do they get with Patreon?
You get the video. You get to see Ken Mosca with his Rack Me shirt.
Oh, and you get to, and then if we have any videos of Ken making bets. Ken could probably make bets for fans too, right, Ken? Every Friday you go.
Oh yeah, Kev. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, we'll open that
That's a
box
great
up.
idea, Kev.
Pandora's box.
Hey, I'm gonna give a shout out. To Mark Riccadonna and Richie Byrne.
Why are they doing a show of yours?
No.
All right.
That's it? That's all you. Any reason?
Yeah, just give them a shout out.
I'm giving a shout out to Mark Norman. It's his birthday today.
Oh, good for him. I'll give a shout out to my son because he's now he's into football so we can watch the football games because before he was just basketball and now we've been throwing the football around. We went to Target yesterday to buy a real football because we had like a Nerf football. So we go there and it's $30 for it's like leather, like an NFL approved, but it's smaller. It's like a kid size or junior size, whatever. So I go to pay and it's the lady's like $10. I go, yes. What a country. What a country. I'm like, that's right. I said to my son, isn't it supposed to be 30? He goes, yep. But he goes, why? He goes, why? You mad it's 10? I go, no. I'm not mad.
Hey guys, I'm gonna give you guys
shout out to him. So because otherwise if I was watching the games this weekend, he'd be like, Dad, this football sucks. But now he's cool with it.
shout out young Daniel.
And then what else?
That's not his real name.
Yeah, that's his stage name.
So yeah, I'm gonna give you guys access to the Patreon too, so you guys can log on. I'm gonna post things from time to time.
Is it gonna be on Patreon this soon though, or does it take a while?
I'm gonna have this set up by the end of the day. I'll have it all ready to go.
And where can they listen? Where are they going to listen to it on audio?
Right now, it's just off the Lipson link because we have to be approved by iTunes. And I'm actually I'm gonna put this under the sports section on iTunes instead of comedy. And let's see,
Okay.
we can get into like the top. That'd be awesome if we get into like the top 10.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
So for now, you have to listen on the Lipson link because we got to get approved. So that's what
All
it's going on.
Shout out to Jim Florentine. I don't know why I just shout out to Jim Florentine because we mention him a lot. He's friends with the. Maybe we get the Jets coach on here.
Get ready to catch up.
We get Florentine next week.
Yeah, let's get Florentine next week, and then that would be funny if we got the coach. It'd be funny if this thing became a hit and we got all these we got Jimmy the Greek and fucking guys like that and fucking big names in
Wonder
sport.
how he's doing.
We got Kevin Durant. He's dead, right? He's been dead for years, right?
Yeah, Kevin Durant's dead.
No, but we need gamblers. We need who's a famous gambler now? Like Jimmy the Greek was the most famous Jimmy the Greek was such a famous gambler. He got a job on CBS picking games. Like, could you imagine what a wet dream that is for a guy who gambles a lot to get a cushy network studio job? That's I couldn't even imagine this in this era.
I'm gonna get a former football player on. I'm gonna get some cool guests. It's gonna be fun.
All right, everybody. Good job, Adam. Good job, Adam. even though he's not here.
Good job,
He's busy.
Liz.
He's busy doing the Brian McCarthy interview show with 4 other people.
Oh, he did it today? There was a bunch of people on?
No, there was me and 4 other people, and
watching.
then 8 minutes in, I tried to put a noose around my neck, but then I remembered I had to do this at 2:30.
What was he talking about?
He's getting some kind of what do you think he was talking about? His porno career. He didn't like the fact that Tom Cassidy called him during MLC.
Oh, I got to go listen now.
He would have liked to have had a heads up, because maybe he would have participated if he would have knew ahead of time that he was going to get a call.
What about when Brian McMenna?
It's called Yes and. It's called Yes and. Tell him. So he was Tom. He wanted Tom Cassidy to do his show. He was kind of mad that he ambushed him. But whatever. Anyway, we can't afford Adams. That's why we're not using them. And Brian is Brian put all his. He tried to bump up his Patreon by putting all his old porno on his. You get to watch all his old porno movies that he produced or directed. If you sign up for his Patreon, his Patreon went from 99 to 101. It went up 2 people, so he got $2 more by making Adam do all this work. It's complete shit show. Chad, you frozen? Or are you still all right?
I was just looking at my phone. No, sign up to this Patreon. It's only $5. You're getting all kinds of cool shit. It's all football. It's all sports. It's great.
Right, so who do you pick for the series for the Lakers? I know who you want. Who do you pick?
I'm going with the Nuggets. I hate the Lakers. I hate LeBron.
The Nuggets and how many?
I think it's going to but I think
the
Nuggets are
in 7. I have the Lakers in 7. I don't want the Lakers, but I have the Lakers in 7. But I have Denver winning tonight. Who do you have?
6.
Lakers.
I got Lakers in 6. Lakers in 6.
All right. Put it in
the
the
NBA.
bank.
Adam Silver will kill himself if the Lakers don't go to the finals.
They want Lakers and Celtics. That's what they want, Chad. That's what they want.
Yeah, it'd be great if neither one. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks, Chad. Thanks, Ken. Till next time. Every week we'll do it.
God bless.
All right.
See you, Chad.
See you guys.